Spot boy welcomes someone who looks beautiful and acts beautiful. You don't get this combination nowadays so often.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you so much for being kind to me.
I'm just stating the facts. Welcome Manisha, welcome to Spot Boy.
Thank you so much.
Tell me Manisha, it's a homecoming for you.
Absolutely.
This movie, 1942 with Vidhu, and now back again.
Absolutely. And
Sanju.
I waited for so long for Vinod to sign me up. So, yeah, it feels great that we did two good films together, 1942 and then Sanju.
So how did it happen? Did he call you or did Raju call you?
Actually, no, he didn't call. Raju sir called me. And I was in Nepal, and when he said he offered me this, and I was like, I was very happy that Raju sir called me. But then I was also like, then Nargis ji ka role tha, to main soch rahi thi ki kar paungi nahi kar paungi, will I be able to do it or not, and you know, so many things that was in my mind, you know. And anyways, I came here, and when I met him, I said, I gotta do this because. You know, first of all, he showed me the rushes of, you know, Ranveer's work, which is like outstanding. And then he narrated the scenes that I had in the movie and the whole film and everything, the treatment. And I met this lovely people that he has, amazing assistants, and you know, the whole young lot are very bright and nice. And I got along very well with everybody. So मुझे लगा ये environment अच्छा है काम के लिए, तो I joined that.
So what was the hesitancy actually about? Playing the role of a mother? Was it a small role? What was there?
Many things put together, but the mainly was with the fact that I was, you know, Nargis ji and I have the same health history. So I was a little reluctant to live that. Would I be able to relive? हाँ, तो वो थोड़ा सा मुझे you know, confusion था. फिर of course the fact that, you know, to playing Ranveer's mother, I was not really ready about that. I had an apprehension, and probably if it was a typical mother's role, I would have said no. So, but it wasn't, you know, and it was about playing Nargis Duttji's role, which really I felt, you know, thank God for good senses. I prevailed and I did this film, and very proud of the film.
You felt up typecast ho jaoge, everybody will rush to you and play now everyone's mother.
Yeah. So that, you know, you have this thing, because when you cross certain age, people tend to look at you as a mother only, because there's a hero, heroine, and mother, father, and that kind of a thing. So I don't want to be into that kind of a setup.
That box.
Yeah, no, it's not meant for it. Although I don't mind playing a mother, provided with a twang, provided with there's certain amount of interesting qualities, quirkiness, something, you know, and or there has to be something more emotionally for me to do. Something should attract me. I don't mind, but typical wo rona dhona, typical wo thoda sa.
So Raju told me the movie starts with you. That must be very thrilling.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. It starts, yeah, I mean, it's that whole earlier bit of Sanju. It's a beautiful film, you know, so, yeah.
And how did you go about this whole preparation? Did you watch Nargis's movies? Did you watch her body language, movements?
Yeah, basically I didn't get to see her movie for this film because I was not playing the aspect of her as an actor. So what I did was to see documentaries, to get a glimpse of her soul, get a glimpse of her personal space, and the books and a lot of discussion, and the scenes are so beautifully written. You know, it's such a joy for an actor when the scene is so beautifully written. It's to perform that, to match that. You know, so I guess.
So Vidhu came to meet you then on the set?
He did, but just casually. And in fact, when he saw the rushes, he called me and he really congratulated me. And then much later, he came on set just to say hello, hi, and he was passing by, so he dropped in. But he didn't really drop in too much. I think once, that's it. Yeah.
That's Vidhu, I guess.
Yeah.
So tell me, Manisha, what do you think of the film now? It's just a couple of days away, and what exactly do you make out of this film? I mean, Is it a brave attempt? Is it, I mean, Hirani saying there was no filter from Sanju's side, and you have worked with Sanju. You are working with him again in future.
Yeah.
And how much do you know of that turmoil, his turbulence period?
Honestly speaking, until unless I saw this movie, I didn't know much about him, because I knew him, but on the sets and or what was written about him. But not so much. And this movie is a revolution, and I'm very proud of this movie because it's made on my favorite co-star, who's got through this troubled life and he's come out as a victor. So about that, plus it's Rajkumar Hirani's take, you know, and his cinema. I love his cinema. And so all that put together, I guess, I'm very proud of this film.
Would you give a no filter to somebody who wants to make a film on you or wants to write a book on you?
I don't know, let's see. I'm not too sure about it. I'm a kind of person who realizes that I can't say anything for future, you know. But at this time, if you ask me, I'll say no, I'm not really ready. But maybe in future I would, I don't know, God knows.
But you are writing a book called Healed.
Yes.
What does it cover? What?
See, that's basically covers.
I mean, the name is obvious slightly, but what else?
Yeah, it's actually it's got to do with my health, my lifestyle, my understanding of the disease and my understanding of healing and the whole process. I have told my story as earnestly as possible, keeping in the mind that if people, whoever reads it, should be able to benefit in the sense that if they're going through certain turmoil in their life and in terms of health factor, it's not only the body aspect that they have to look after, they have to probably dig about their emotional being, about their psychological situation, all that put together. So, you know, it could be a use to somebody who needs it.
How is your health now as we speak? How is it now?
It's great. God's been kind. You know, I'm fine and I'm healthy, and yeah, and I feel blessed. I'm in deep gratitude that my health is in track.
So I guess you won this battle around somewhere in 15, but now 3 years.
14.
14 you were.
Yeah, once, see, basically my treatment, after my treatment, my body responded really well to the treatment.
Yeah.
And ever since then I've been fine. It takes a while for a body to come back to the healthy because the treatment is very harsh. But since then I've been fine.
So you don't have any do's and don'ts now?
No.
Great to hear that.
Yeah.
So tell me, when you play this role again, which has a similar health history, does it help you now eventually if you look at yourself on screen? Have you put in that extra? You think you could identify it with much better?
I do not really know, but you know what, Vinod did mention something to me, which I don't know if that's the case or it's not. I have no idea. That's his observation. And when Vinod saw the rushes and he said, Manisha, probably the depth of pain that you've gone through with your health crisis has made you a better actor. And you
were already a fabulous actress.
And so but he says, कुछ तुम्हारे चेहरे में कुछ नजर आता है जो पहले नहीं था, अभी कुछ और, you know. So मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कुछ, मैं तो अपना काम सीधे कर देती हूँ और as long as I said, Vinod, as long as you like my work, I'm happy about it. You know.
So 14 to 18, I mean, why have we seen you less? I mean, is there any particular reason? Are you very selective? Are you?
Yes, the thing is, you know, I have to do films that I feel I can excel. I realize the importance of having a good director, the importance of in today's time, I do not want to see, when you're young, you can afford to do mistakes, and that time your energies are different, you're, you know, in a different speed you're moving. Now, I don't want to run with that speed. I want to take my own time, and I want to pause, and I want to study, and then I want to take another step. So in that also it's good for me with my work, as well as I want to give time to other aspects in my life, which is equally important to me. So keeping all these things in mind, I'm moving very slowly.
So have films come your way which you have not been happy with the kind of, and you've rejected many?
I've rejected quite a few. I've rejected quite a few, and I don't intend to do it. I'm very careful what I take, but I'm not saying there's no guarantee, because having worked in 80 odd films, I realize that sometimes you do the film with all the best things possible, but it comes out something else only.
Yeah, but your gut feeling has not been there. I mean,
yeah.
For those.
You sometimes you do take you're a human being, so your judgment can err. You can do a mistake in that. So I can't guarantee anything. It's just that I am careful, and I just hope and pray that I keep on doing good films.
You've seen a golden period, I mean, and now you see all these films before you.
Yeah.
The younger brigade, the younger crop of directors, the kind of stories which you see.
Yes.
Are you really happy with the kind of stuff which is being churned out in cinema today?
I feel so. I feel it's a great time for Indian cinema. I feel the younger generation actually have a great scope, because films, different kind of stories, films are being made. So from writers to the filmmakers to actors, you see variety. And in that you get to explore. You see these web series, you see on Netflix there's so many movies available, so many other you can see the world cinema today. So even the performers, even the filmmakers are experimental. They're experimenting, and they're shining through that. I think it's a great time.
Are you happy with the music? Because you had such good songs behind you and around you also.
Music is an area where I feel I don't think there's too much of depth and too much of variety. I think music is an area where I feel एक स्टाइल चल जाता तो सब उसी के पीछे ही भाग जाते, तो वो ऐसे एक then it becomes like 50 songs you hear the same kind of voice and same kind of so it's that I think we need to really not run after, and maybe focus on music. Has not been that great. I think my film songs were fabulous. I was lucky to have good great music directors, R.D. Burmanda, and so many Lakshmikant Pyarelal ji, so many great ones. So I was blessed with good music, and I would wish to be seeing it more. But as far as films are concerned, as far as acting is concerned, as far as different kinds of cinema is concerned, today is a great time.
Who impresses you among the youth the most?
There's so many good actors. Ranveer, for that matter, is a phenomenal actor. Ranveer Singh's last few movies I saw, he also has excelled exceptionally well. Deepika, I love. Kangana, I love. Alia, I love. Radhika Apte, I love. So there is this whole new lot of performers whose work are exceptional. They're on par with each other. They are really, really good and really talented.
You spoke about web series, Takes Me to Love Stories.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, actually, I was very nervous about it, and I wasn't sure kaisa aayega kya nahi aayega, because we shot all night long, and I'm not a night person. I'm a very much morning person. I get up early in the morning, and I sleep by 10 o'clock. So here Dibakar wanted to shoot all night long, and so I was thoda sa
KG.
Lekin I trusted Dibakar. I trusted him because I know his sensibilities. I've seen his previous films, and so I knew somewhere that he will make something remarkable, and it's not going to just get, But still, I was very nervous.
But I read you saying that you asked for a few changes and you were not happy.
Yeah,
What was that? What did you...
No, I don't want to go too much detail on it, but there was something which he probably would have done a little more if I wasn't there and somebody else was doing the role. And I had apprehensions, and I kind of said, okay, Dibakar, this is what I can do max. And he said, Manisha, लोग को पता चल जाएगा कि मैं तुम्हारे कारण से ये ऐसा नहीं शूट कर रहा. मैंने कहा तुमको जो करना कर लो, लेकिन मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. तो he felt that, and I felt bad because as a director he probably needed more this thing, and but me as an actor I have to also I have my certain boundaries.
How do you view this whole new, especially how women are now portrayed, especially if your love stories, your Swara Bhaskar scene in Veere the Wedding where the masturbation is shown.
I've not seen that movie.
Yeah, but I mean exploring and very clear about their sexuality. How do you view this change?
Well, honestly speaking,
coming out in the open.
It's what I see is that anything repressed and hid under the carpet is something that I'm not comfortable with, and so people, if they're coming and talking openly about the sexuality or whatever they want, I think that's phenomenal. It's a good change. But I would like to say one thing: just because it's women, it doesn't have to be sexual. I think in some way, if we continue in boldness name, in the name of being bold, in the name of being are we actually tagging women to be a sexual only with sexuality? They have so much more to express about themselves. It's not only the repressed sexuality, but there's so many other facets of womanhood, which should be talked about, which should be seen, which should be,
Basically, you're saying, why are you screaming only this?
Yeah, so I would request, ये कर लिया ठीक है, but इसी में आप लोग stuck मत होइए. इससे अभी, you show other facets of women, their complexity. Women are highly beautiful, complex creatures, and explore that, So I feel it's a great time.
It's so good to hear that. I hope filmmakers take some cue from you.
I hope so.
Tell me about Irfan. You contacted the family. What reply did you get back? How is he?
I am, very, very, very concerned, like rest of his fans are.
Yeah, we all
and yeah, exactly. And so I know the kind of anguish, the turmoil, and when you talk about battling, it's a correct word because it's all internal, and the turmoil. I know what he must be going through, and it's shattering, and everything starts having a different meaning if you're in that space. And then what happens is the family also, who's helpless, who love you, who want to help you, but they are helpless. They cannot, their pain, their anguish is also huge. So when I read Irfan's article, I couldn't stop. I refrained from reaching out because I feel कहीं मैं उसकी privacy में तो दखल नहीं दे रही हूँ, So I was refraining, but then I really couldn't stop. And I reached out to Sutapa and I said, I am really sorry, but I'd like to know that how is he doing, how you're doing, how are the kids doing, and I hope you're faring well. And she said she's faring well, and Irfan is faring well, and it's a tough time.
He's responding to it.
Yeah, but it's something that we'll have to wait what the doctors say. I just basically inquired about the emotional state, and that's that.
How much has it changed you, Manisha? I mean, just concluding question. I see a lot of change as we speak, especially the last part. How much has it changed you? The whole healing and the whole re-emergence and...
No, it changes you a lot. Everything.
What were those things which you let go and, how much...
you start having an experience of near death is a transformative situation because no matter how much you see other people dying, it's never internalized, it's never the same when you're experiencing that. And then you realize that how fragile life is and how unpredictable things happen. You're like Irfan's article says, मैं भाग रहा था एक दौड़ में, and something tapped on our back and looked, and this is your destination. You know, and that's it. We can never be prepared for something like this. Never. And it's fragile. Life is fragile. It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. And so for me, मेरी आंखें खुल गई इसके बाद. मुझे लगता है कि ठीक है, जो अभी है, जो है अभी का पल जो है, उसमें अपना 100% दे दो. पता नहीं कल है नहीं है, पता नहीं, we don't know. So many things I started, बहुत चीज़ें हम लोग we take it for granted. So many things in life we take it for granted, and I don't do that anymore. I really I feel grateful when I have great relationship or nature or the life or the opportunity to work. Wherever you will see me, I will be immersed in that because I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for living. So, that whole perception, the whole perspective, everything changes. And and then you relate to other people's situation,
problems,
because you feel, you've walked that road before, and you become forgiving. You learn to laugh it off. If somebody has hurt you, you learn to laugh it off and move on. And you realize the transitory aspect of life, so nothing I really keep in my heart, any bitter experience in my heart for too long. So lots of things have changed.
You wanted to adopt a baby, just remember.
Yes, and I will hopefully soon. But I'm taking my time due to certain issues I have, and once those are cleared, I will. Yeah.
All the best, Manisha, and thank you so much for being on SpotboyE. We are going to see Sanju on Friday itself.
Thank you so much.
And looking forward.
Please see it.
Thank you.
Thanks.